Governor Beshear, Lieutenant Governor Coleman, distinguished guests. It is an honor to be here today, standing among this esteemed group of men and women who share a collective vision for a stronger Kentucky. I look forward to working with all of you in the coming years. I want to thank my mother and my family for their support and encouragement, my father for all that they have done to sow into me over these last 34 years. It is both with humility and excitement that I share with you my vision for the office of Attorney General. Let me start by saying that we have hit the ground running. We are building a staff that will uphold the law without fear or favor. We are putting an emphasis on the priorities that resonated with the people of the Commonwealth. My greatest interest in these early months will be a singular devotion to renewing the promise of this office as the Chief Law Enforcement Office of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. As part of this effort, this office will be fully dedicated to working with federal, state, and local law enforcement to ensure that we are a unified voice for the voiceless. In our society, there are those who feel like their government does not hear them. Every day, we encounter those that are hurting within our communities. So it is my commitment to you that this office will be here for the downtrodden, the marginalized, and for those who cannot speak for themselves. We cannot afford to lose anyone to the drug epidemic, to human trafficking, to child abuse, to any of those elements that plague our society. We owe it to the next generation to ensure that they are not robbed of the human capital, capacity, and talent that they have. We at the Attorney General's office will work day in and day out to save lives and improve the public safety for all Kentuckians. To me, the role of Attorney General means adhering to one guiding principle, the rule of law. The bedrock of our society is that we are a nation and a government of laws, not of men, as John Adams once put it. And if we adhere to that simple principle, it makes the rest of our agenda fall into place, protecting and ensuring public safety, providing reliability and consistency in the way that the AG's office operates, defending our state and the laws passed by our duly elected representatives in the General Assembly. During my campaign, I promised to stop and see Mr. Lincoln here in the Capitol Rotunda every day. We think of him first as our 16th president, but he was a country lawyer before that and had interesting things to say about the law. Let reverence for the laws be breathed by every American mother to the lisping baby that prattles on her lap. Let it be taught in schools, in seminaries, and in colleges. Let it be written in primers, spelling books, and in almanacs. Let it be preached from the pulpit, proclaimed in legislative halls, and enforced in courts of justice. Lincoln's words, spoken in 1838, underpinned his reverence for the law and his view that it be talked of and celebrated in venues that permeate our lives, in our churches, in our halls of government, in our homes, and in our schools. To teach people to revere and obey our laws is to teach to be good citizens. And in a free society that depends on good citizens for its existence, there can be no higher calling for an Attorney General than to do everything I possibly can to honor the sacrifice of all those who fought and died to give us a free nation of laws which are designed to protect us and give everyone a fair chance to succeed. Part of my charge as Attorney General is to set an example for everyone in Kentucky when it comes to the law and how it is to be applied. Your politics, your upbringing, your station in life, your heritage, your finances, your color, your gender, your geography, these things do not determine how you will be treated under the law. There is but one maxim which I will adhere to: equal justice under the law for everyone, period. My faith teaches me to treat everyone justly and equally. The book of Micah, chapter 6, verse 8 tells us, "He has shown you, O mortal, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? To act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God." to act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. I can't think of any better instructions for being a good attorney general than what is found in that scripture. People often wonder about the compatibility of faith and public service. Not only are they compatible, but I believe faith is essential to understanding and provoking the best intentions from those who step forward to serve. And so in the AG's office, we will not shrink away from our faith. It may not control our decisions, but it will inform our views. I want everyone to know in this room that I take seriously the honor of being the first African American elected on his own to statewide office. I recognize the significance of this moment. But what is more important to me is that I hope this moment propels men and women who look like me to answer the call of public service regardless of political affiliation. I hope that it says to them that not only can you cast your ballot in a statewide election, but that you can also put your name on that ballot and have it fairly considered by the citizens of the Commonwealth. W.E.B. Du Bois, a civil rights activist and influential writer, said this: "I believe in God, who made of one blood all nations that on earth do dwell. I believe that all men, black and brown and white, are brothers, varying through time and opportunity, in form and gift and feature, but differing in no essential particular, and alike in soul and the possibility of infinite development." That is the mission that we undertake in the Attorney General's office: to build a better world for those who came after us, to unlock the doors of infinite development for our children and our grandchildren, the way our forebears unlocked doors for us. We will not be perfect. We will rise and fall. We will succeed and fail. And at the end of our lives, we will look back and wish we could have done just a little more, because that is human nature, to never be satisfied. But we should be satisfied, because at that moment, we will be secure in the knowledge that even though we will leave behind work for the next generation to do, we will have locked the doors necessary for them to achieve greater things. Things we cannot even fathom today, but things nonetheless that represent the next steps in human freedom and equality. That is our mission: to serve the public, to serve our fellow man, to serve God, and to build a world that can be made better still by the next generation. I am here today because of the men and women who had that attitude before me, and I will work every day to live up to their dreams for me. Mr. Du Bois did not know that Daniel Cameron would come along in Kentucky in 2019, but he knew that he was creating a world in which a Daniel Cameron could exist and walk through the door that he unlocked. Last night at midnight, I took the oath of office at the University of Louisville Law School in a room that once hosted Martin Luther King Jr. for his speech. His picture is on the wall there, and he was watching us, I believe, as I swore on the Holy Bible to uphold the laws of our state and nation. And I will leave you with this, not a quote from Dr. King, but rather a quote from his wife, Coretta Scott King, who once said, as many of you all know, that freedom is never really won. You earn it and win it in every generation. If we remember and act upon these words, then, my friends, we cannot fail. And our old Kentucky home will be greater tomorrow than she is today. Thank you all for being here, and God bless.